This movie sucked, though it actually had like kinda well known actors in it. Jamie Kennedy, who was obviously in Scream, and he was in the terrible sequel to The Mask. Um, and also the dude from Hannah Montana, which I've never watched that show. And I don't plan to watch it. That's just not something I want to watch. But it was mentioned in Zombieland, of all things. Anyways, to the actual movie, The Sand. It starts off with a bunch of characters at the beach. There's like a half a second clip of them carrying like a weird egg or something on the beach. And they also give a reason why none of them have phones by uh well, beach rules, or what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas bullshit. So they all put their phones in a bag, and then he puts them in the trunk of the car. And then they end that little dumb montage of them all at the beach and all the exposition and all that dumb shit by them being like, oh, we're never leaving the beach or something. Which, it's a horror movie, so dumb foreshadowing. Um, they find out later in the movie, I do want to talk about this now, that like boots can save them as long as their hand doesn't touch the thing, because this cop has boots on and the sand isn't killing him. So he only gets caught because he drops his keys and tries to pick it up, and he gets him killed. So they say that the entire beach was killed besides them, because they were in cars, they fell asleep in this little hut or whatever. One dude was in a barrel. Every single one of them, they survived because of that. But you're telling me every single person that the beach ate wasn't wearing shoes? That's crazy. That's crazy. And just the fact that it can pull the shoes down after it's like attacked the person, I guess, because like it had no trouble pulling the shoes down once it killed the guy. Anyways, they have like unnecessary drama that makes the movie really cringy and dumb, that they only do the same way both times, which is a recurring thing in this movie, them doing the same thing a bunch of times. He brings up the fact that his girlfriend's like cheating on him after he decides to try and save his life. Like, he gets some surfboards, he starts walking on it, trying to get off the beach. And that's when he decides to bring up cheating. And then later, the girls do the same thing. They try and use like surfboards and stuff to get across the beach. And then they bring up the fact that their best friend was fucking their man. It's like they only do it when they're trying to save themselves. Because reasons. It's dumb. And then Jamie Kennedy comes, he's the cop. And his character is like very dumb, very stupid. They're all screaming about how the beach is eating people. So his reaction is, "Are one of you on drugs?" One, and he tries to make them like out the one that's on drugs. They're all saying it, and he's just stuck on the fact that one of these people are on drugs, and that's why they're talking like this. One person is why they're all talking like this. That is so stupid. And then he also he gets mad at this guy and girl that are standing by each other in the same hut. They're like, "Oh, we're not dating," and he doesn't believe them because they're standing by each other. They're in the same area. And later, when he goes to the car that two girls are in, he calls them lesbians because I guess once again they're by each other. It is so stupid. You know, they never try to get the cell phones until later, which I'll talk about that. But they were using the surfboards to get off the beach. Why couldn't they have done the same thing to get the phone? It was like a way shorter walk. Just set a surfboard down, set the other surfboard down diagonally because they were using two of them. And they just repeat the process. And then they could have got their phones. Eventually, a girl tries to do it by like reaching over the car, and her hand ends up getting stuck for like a decent amount of the movie. They end up getting her hand out of the car, but not taking the cell phones out for whatever reason. They don't care anymore. She literally got injured trying to get the cell phones, and they do not attempt to get the cell phones. Eventually, out of nowhere, the tentacles are really big now, and it kills the guy that's stuck in the barrel. And every time these tentacles usually grab someone, they kill him, no matter what. Or they severely injure him, like they do with one guy who ends up succumbing to his injuries at the very end of the movie. He was injured for like at least probably 20 minutes in, and he doesn't die till literally the credits are about to roll. Literally. He dies and then the movie ends. But it's not even about his death because two girls survive and they're walking off the beach and he's still in the car and dead. Anyways, the tentacle grabs one girl and knocks her head off the car. So she's unconscious now and she wakes up later and now they're going to try and get away. It's weird. It's dumb. And then eventually they show the tentacle again and it's glowing and shit. It's kind of goofy. This movie was just something else. It was entertaining, but not a good movie at all. It's definitely more of a fun, bad movie. And then also the CGI when they killed the dude that was in Hannah Montana was very terrible. The CGI wasn't good in general, but in that scene, very bad. I don't think it was the smartest idea to use CGI blood.